All right, so it is 11 a.m. and we are going to call this meeting to order. Everybody who is present, just for sake of formalities here and requirements, everybody did sign in, so we will be taking that role as the formal attendance. Any public comments with regards to our meeting today? Anybody signed up? Yes, sir. I was going to introduce you. Go ahead, Mr. Vélez. This is our board president, so I would like for him to introduce himself and say a few words. Thank you.
Thank you. Hi, good morning. My name is Ramiro Vélez III, current president of the Board of Trustees, and I would like to welcome everybody to this meeting. I know for us, safety and security for our district staff and students is one of the most important issues at the moment, and it's something that we've always taken our time, and now inviting all of you guys to go ahead and go through our processes, receive your feedback is very much appreciated. So again, thank you for participating and for continuing to give us feedback throughout this school year and hopefully into the future. Okay. Thank you.
Good morning, one more time, welcome. Thank you for taking time out of your schedule this morning, ladies and gentlemen. This time I'm gonna ask you something that we normally don't do. I know Valdez started school today, so I'm gonna ask for a moment of silence. You don't have to stand this in your seats. While we do that, also has a man upstairs to send some blessings also for our community, not only for UISD, LISD, LC, TAMU, all the educational entities that are in school right now, that we have a safe year. I ask for your moment of silence this time. Thank you. Thank you for that. At this time, again, we thank you for what you do, but there's a gentleman here I want to recognize who's always been very supportive of UISD and the community, who's here, and I'm going to ask him just a few words to join us. Sheriff Martin Cuellar, can you join me up front just for a few words? Thank you.
First of all, good morning, everyone. Today we're wearing maroon because of Uvalde. It's something very sad, what happened, and at the same time it opened the eyes of everybody. I see DPS, the constables, FBI, and everybody else that are here, and it's one of the things that we think about every day. At least I do. I think about it every day, and I thought about what are we going to do to protect our kids. Even though this is inside the city, it's inside the county. And we want to make sure that we can do everything we can to protect our kids. One of the things that I thought about, and I talked to the superintendent and to Mike also, I talked to him also, and we talked about, one of the things that I wanted to do is we established the Operation Safety Shield, which means that if we can protect the borders like we do now with Operation Stone Garden, and I know that constables know what Operation Stone Garden, but if y'all don't know what Operation Stone Garden, raise your hand. Some of y'all don't know? Some do, right? Okay, well, Operation Stone Garden is federally funded by the government to put overtime, constables, Laredo Police, I was going to say DPS, but not them. But they do work, out there with us. But we get our men and women to go out there and work overtime. To me, it's a force multiplier to be out there and protecting the borders. Now, so I thought about it and talked to the superintendent and said, this is what I want to do. I wrote a letter to the president, hopefully he'll listen to me, to the governor, to Senator Zaffarini, and to Richard Raymond and Tracy King. I wrote a letter, and to Henry, and I wrote a letter saying that this is the thought that I have, is to have this Operation Safety Shield where we can have troopers, we can have deputies, we can have police, constables, work in our schools, just like we do out there in the borders. If we can have a pile of money go to the UISD, LISD, or whoever, the school districts. We also have to remember that the Catholic schools, private schools don't have any police. We can't, I got criticized the other day, they called me and they said, hey, this is what they're saying. I said, what are they saying? That I'm sending a part-time guy, going to work, the Catholic school, because they don't have anybody. So I can't say, no, I'm not gonna send anybody because I'm getting criticized. We need to send people. We need, as much as, we can, we're gonna do this. I don't care if I get criticized. It's more important to take care of our kids, especially those schools that don't have police officers. So this will have a patrol unit park in front of the schools, okay? A marked unit, walk the hallways. Imagine having a trooper, having a deputy, having a police, a constable walking the hallways, conversing with the kids, talking to the teachers. I think that everyone will feel safer. I think that, having something like that, I think, it'll help, it'll work. Because remember, this bad guys, what they look at is soft targets, where there's no police or uniformed personnel. That's how they're gonna target the schools, they're gonna target the malls, they're gonna target different places where they don't see police. The other thing that we talked about is having like a air marshal. Remember when we had all these hijacks? Okay, like a school marshal in plain clothes, walking the hallways, talking to the teachers, talking to the kids. I think that will work too. And having, a pile of money given to the schools so they can hire part-time, the police, and having a marked unit parked in the front of the school. I think that would work. So those are things that we want to look at. We're doing active shooter training to civilians. The other day, and I'll be real quick because I know I don't have too much time, but the other day we went to Bruning, elementary, and we went over there because that's our immediate area of responsibility. We went over there and we walked the hallways. We talked to the chief, and we asked the chief, take me to one of your classes. I want to talk to him. So we found this real nice guy, teacher, and he was telling me, I said, what's your protocol in case of an active shooter? You're here, shot. He said, Sheriff, what I do, the door is always locked, and it works. And he went to a safe room, what we call a safe room, and it's a storage room, actually. He said, I have some waters, I have some snacks, and we locked the door. And this is where the safe, no matter if somebody knocks, I can't open it because it's a safe room. I looked at him and said, where'd you learn this? And I had forgotten that I was there for about 15 minutes at the school district. And he said, from Captain Garcia, y'all were there? I'm like, looking at him, I'm like, wow, man, this is great. So it's working. Whatever we're doing, it's working. There was only a few things that I recommended that they do, which is, kind of like the door over there, that we put a wire mesh on it, where they can't break it and open it. That was the only thing that I could, remember now that we recommended. But, we need to continue to train and help the community. I know I don't have much time, but I just want to thank everyone here, okay? Thank you for having us.
So with that, we'll be moving along. We are going to go into closed session. And Mr. Garcia, help me if I am wrong here. But the individuals, I know that there were some replacements who came in, but for individuals who could not be present here today with us. But these individuals may not have received the required trainings, all right? So we have had to go through Open Meetings Act trainings and certifications. So those of you who were here last month, you are welcome to join us and stay with us. So we will continue to work on the plan and present the emergency operations plan and the agenda items. So we are now moving into closed session. Those of you who were actually here last month, who went through the trainings that we had and the components that we had last month, are welcome to stay. If not, this will be now a closed session meeting, and it is 11:10 where we will adjourn to closed session. And Mr. Leal, I know you weren't here last month, but you've already completed those previously. So those of you who have not completed, you're going to have to step out, and I apologize for that. We will reconvene probably in about an hour and a half once we review our plans, okay? So thank you, and I do have a nice lunch for you all when you come back, okay?
And then just for the record, the authority for closed session is under Texas Government Code 551-076, 551-089, and Texas Education Code 37.10.
Thank you, Mr. Garcia. All right, so we'll adjourn briefly. Those of you who need to please step out, please do so.
Is taking a motion to recess the meeting until reconvened by the chair.
So we're gonna take a little break. You can grab your food, and then we're gonna have a working lunch, okay? Because some people have to step out.
So we just need a second on the motion.
I take a motion.
A motion, and then a second?
Second.
Okay, and then, all those in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Recess.
Any opposed?
We'll bring our food in. Those of you who should not be here, I guess, we are going back to the closed session as we reconvene into the closed session as per the following sections of the Texas Open Meetings Act and Texas Education Code. 551-076, 551-089, deliberation regarding security audits and the emergency operations plan. All right, so we are going, it is time 12:03, and we are continuing into closed session, right? Shut down. So 12:57, reconvening from closed session. I need somebody please make a motion to approve the EOP as discussed in closed session. Mr. David Perez.
Second, Myra.
Second by Myra Ramirez. And all those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much. Our meeting is adjourned. I don't know if I need to move first. And I just want to tell you that our spring meeting is on March 21st, all right? We will probably, if we have to have another meeting in between, we will. But our March meeting, we are going to do the full-fledged safety audits. And they're kind of ongoing already. We need to submit those to the state by June of 2023. All right, so I thank you. Please, there's extra lasagna. If you would like to eat more, or bread with oil, I love that with salad. So I'm going to have that as you all leave. But thank you very much. I appreciate the time that you take to join our committee and to help improve the safety of our campuses and our work students. All right, thank you all very much. And I'm here if you have any other questions.